What a pleasure it has been to see this herd adapt and develop over the last 31 years. Conditions have changed, the economic environment has become far more competitive, and there are a couple of reasons why the South Devon cow has become one of the most proficient and resolute pillars of our business here at Winston Farms. The harsh reality for us as beef producers is that we can no longer just go out there and buy any bull that'll give us a weaner or that'll save us one day of dehorning. We have to think of it bigger than that. The bulls we use today will determine the cows we'll be farming with tomorrow. Our cow's performance determines the success of our beef entity, and a thriving beef entity in today's economic and climatic turmoil can only be achieved with productive cows. The view we have here at Winston is that if times are going to get tougher and margins are becoming more stringent, then we cannot afford for our cows to just survive, but rather require them to remain productive and thrive in harsh conditions. Maternal, fertility, milk, temperament, and carcass attributes are what we believe make a productive cow. These are characteristics the South Devon breed has always had, and we plan to continue to fine-tune these traits in an already productive herd to remain economically proficient. Number 1 is maternal attributes. The South Devon cow has always been known in South Africa as a great maternal cross. Maternal characteristics can be interpreted in many different ways, but how I define the term maternal in cattle is a cow that is able to eliminate the challenges a calf faces from conception to weaning, with the ability to repeat this every year. These internal traits that are passed on to your heifers, and the cycle is ongoing. Number 2 is fertility. The Winston South Devon herd has maintained an average conception of 95% in the last 3 years, and wean 97% of all calves born. The herd's ICP average over the last 3 years has been 388 days. I refer to the last 3 years as these have been some of the toughest years we've experienced in a very long time. Fertility is a major spoke in the wheel, and years of strict selection have contributed to an already fertile animal. Number 3 is milk and calf growth. Milk production must be one of the greatest attributes a cow can have. As the South Devon breed has adapted to South African conditions over the last 100 plus years, this is something the once dual-purpose breed has held on to. In my opinion, milk is the single most important attribute in a maternal cow, and without milk it is impossible to produce beef. Milk is directly correlated to calf growth. Anyone can produce heavy weaners, but no one can beat the efficiency of a naturally proficient milk-producing mother. We've marketed our weaners at 245 kgs for the last 3 years. This wouldn't have been possible without efficient and productive cows that are well adapted to the area. These weaners have performed really well in the feedlots, which has resulted us in getting premiums for our South Devon calves, which is really working well for us and our clients. Number 4 is temperament. Temperament must be one of the most underrated qualities a herd can have. I'm not talking about being able to scratch a bull's head that you've been feeding for 3 months, but rather my take on temperament is a calm herd of cows that can be worked without damaging facilities or wasting unnecessary time. Whether I'm inoculating, branding, or catching a cow in a camp, a cow that can be handled is a time saver. Number 5, carcass quality. Slaughter percentage and carcass quality have become an added focus area for us, and we've been really impressed with the results we've been seeing. Our commercial herd started from scratch in 2014 when we brought in cows made up of a good mix of British and composite breeds. This exercise presented us with a great opportunity to use only South Devon bulls and monitor the outcome. The South Devon has always been used for crossbreeding and is known to improve performance as a beef producer, but the added benefit of temperament and fertility in this offspring has been resounding. Records of every cow sent to the abattoir have been kept since 2016, and no other breed has come close under these conditions when it comes to slaughter percentage. All culled and old cows were fattened to C2s and weighed on the morning of loading, Same scale, same abattoir. The South Devons slaughtered out at an average of 50.2%, and the next best was one of the composite breeds at 49.2%. This is a short summary of what we are trying to do here at Winston. At the end of the day, we are all trying to run a business, and for us, our biggest asset is an economically efficient cow that maximizes weaner and cull cow revenue. Our goal is not to sell bulls, but rather to run the most efficient cow herd we possibly can. The revenue we generate by selling bulls and the benefit our cows gain from our genetics is a bonus. The last 3 years have been a big test for our cows, and I'm extremely proud of how these cows have performed. Looking at what the future holds, I honestly wouldn't choose any other breed to farm with, and I can't wait to see how this herd adapts and performs in years to come.